Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the 2 week in advance live stream for Self Reliance Festival. I can make my camera go out of focus just by doing that. It auto focuses, so that's part of the fun of it. Tonight is all about just going over any final details people have questions about. I get a lot of the same questions over and over in email. We have an FAQ on the website at selfreliancefestival.com, but I think doesn't always get seen, and I'm guilty of that too. So when somebody asks me a question that's there, I'm like, well, this is what I got. I'm hitting the hard stuff tonight. This is peppermint tea from my garden, but I've learned, it's one of the things I learned from 75 Hard is when you're craving an alcoholic drink, but you don't really want to do that to your system, and a nice herbal tea actually, it's not the same, but it works. It does. It deals with whatever emotional desire that is for the tea. So anyway, so if you want to get a question in, put your questions in all caps. I think I'm going to be joined by somebody here soon, but the question is, did he see the link? Yes, he did. Okay, so when he comes on, he comes on. Anybody who's involved with the festival and in the comments, if you want to come on, just let me know in the comments and we might bring you on. I was really struck today by how great the team is that I get to work with to get this festival put together. This is our first time without the usual. We've had the same person basically doing operation direction, which is Mama Sauce. And this is our first time doing the festival without Mama Sauce, and so everybody's like, wait, who does that, right? So we had to divide stuff up, and in the last 3 days, the team has gotten me radio interviews, seen in places I did not expect to be seen. We've got all the print materials pretty much ready to go. All the arrangements pretty much for the pig demo have been put together. I talked to Micah this morning, and there's a whole lot more that's been done in the background on that than I expected. We've got arrangements to transport stuff, so I'm pretty stoked. And I see Toolman Tim is in the studio. Toolman Tim, what's up?
Howdy, howdy. How are you?
I'm doing well. Combat Art Training's willing to hop on. I'll email you. Well, I guess I'll Facebook you a link. Yeah, hop on, dude.
Totally got my time zones mixed up, and I was going to go live, and I was like, yeah. So it's like, hey, I'll hop on. How are you, Nicole?
Yeah, you were about to get in trouble, man.
Oh, yeah, 3 days. Yeah, what's it been, 3 days? Monday? I don't know when I saw you last, so.
Yeah, I don't know. It hasn't been that long. So
no.
I'm trying to, you keep talking. I need to.
Sure, yeah. So how is everybody out there? I, like I said, got my time zones. I've been between Mountain, Central, over to Eastern, back to Central. So I kind of lost track, but we're out in the, 90-degree heat today all day, which is, it hasn't been 90 degree. I shouldn't say that. It has been, but it's been at freezing where home is for me right now. Many a time. So this is, yeah, I'm not complaining at all. It was beautiful for working on the property, but the definitely warmer this year than when I was in Tennessee this exact time last year. It was in the mid to high 70s back then. So, okay. That might be when does Saucy see these comments?
Saucy does see these comments. She is all no. I should actually stream this to your channel too. I have powers. I got powers. Let's see if we can put it out on the workshop. You want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
How's everybody out there? We're live. We're having a good evening. I literally had, I don't even have a watch on. I'll pretend like I have one, about 6 minutes to get ready. It was pretty cool. And so now Becky will be coming on to see where I am. And on a different spot. So, hey, I see.
He is on the internet, live on the internet again, right? Mm-hmm. So, and we'll have combat art training on soon as well to talk about. I didn't fully understand the timing of the workshop he was going to do until recently. That's Monday and Tuesday. So I want to make sure everybody hears about that in case you're interested in signing up for that. It sounds like a really cool one to do. Okay. Ed wants to know, how are your American breast chickens doing and where did you get them? I ordered mine. I Googled American breast chickens online. It's BRESSE, not breast as in tatas. just so you spell it right when you're Googling it, because I don't even know what comes up if you Google that other term. But there's a guy out of Mississippi that has a hatchery. I got them from him. He was great to work with. He had a lot of orders he was managing, and I have another friend that sourced his from a different place. So I'm getting a rooster to keep my genetics just dispersed, but they're doing great. I have too many boys right now. I got a straight run, and I really need to process some chickens as of yesterday. Like, they're beating up on each other pretty bad. The boys are, and there's a lot to do between now and Self-Reliance Festival. So I don't know if I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But
if you'd have had nothing to do when I was there the other day, I'd have helped you process some chickens. That would have been fun.
We could have done it.
A few years.
I mean, the plucker was right outside. I have a plug right over there for it.
Does anybody know a Gorilla McGee? A name by Gorilla McGee? I had a phone call on Telegram from a Gorilla McGee. Usually it's all spammy, but that name sounds familiar. So anyway, I don't know. So see all kinds of nice names there. Carson. Hey, Carson.
Yeah. And Andrew, if you're hearing me, I thought I had you on Facebook, but I don't. So I sent you an email with the link. If you didn't get it, just throw in the comments that you didn't get it, and we'll go from there. Oh, nope, there he is. He's like sitting patiently in the background. I'm like looking at all my other screens.
I figured it in. Thank you.
Howdy, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going, Tim?
Very, very good. You got a little bigger beard than I do.
Oh, really? I was thinking about trimming it soon.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Control.
Nobody trims the beards except for Tim.
Yeah,
I trim mine. It's pretty neat and tidy.
I'm definitely due for a haircut though. So if I show gender here, it's getting nice. Yeah. Oh, smart.
Yeah, I need to get my hair cut too, and it's just so my cat's breath smells like cat food. Sorry, I always have to highlight Ziegler when he hops in. So, hey, they want to know: did it rain on you today, Tim?
Before I got up, yeah, went out this morning. It was 8:30, and the parking lot here at the hotel was wet. But it didn't affect the humidity. The humidity was actually, I thought, fairly low today. So we'll take that, because at the temps it was, high humidity would have down in Delinquent's Gully. It would have been rather hot there.
Cool. So I had one of those things happen that happens when you get really close to a festival. I did laundry, and the washing machine broke.
Oh, well, that's one.
But I have an extra washer next door that I bought a couple years ago because Nighthawk found a washer dryer set for $150, and I was like, yes, I'll buy those. And then I didn't need it, so now I have it replaced already. So it was actually super awesome that I don't have to go to the laundromat for the next week every time we need to do laundry.
Nicole, it happens.
Honestly, our washing machine wasn't working, and we started using laundromat. And we were so bad about changing over from washer to dryer because we're both running businesses that I like the laundromat, because I just go there. I'm there for an hour, and I get like 5 loads done at once. For some reason, no one's there when I get there, but they're all mad I'm using all the machines when they do that.
Yeah. Hey, Carson, send me that in email. I'm collecting any Hey Baby phrases that are hilarious, because I need to record about 20 more of those right now. I've started getting some good suggestions. I did get censored on TikTok this week, though.
For what?
I called a raw chicken a cock.
I saw that video. I was like, oh, that's a good one. And they had an issue with that?
Well, I appealed it, and they put the sound back in, but apparently somebody only screened based on sound and didn't see the visual aid, so whatever. Okay, question. This will be our first Self-Reliance Festival. What should we expect camping on site? Can we cook on our camp stove? Where do we park? This is all of the questions that everybody asks every time. So thank you for getting it all out in one question.
100%.
Yeah. So parking is at Big Daddy's, which is at the entrance to Special Operations Equipment. It's $5 for the weekend. If you're there for Zero to Hero, it's $5. $5 includes your Zero to Hero class. If you're there for the chicken processing, that includes it too. So all parking is there. And camping is up in the compound, and it's tent camping only. So if you're planning to sleep in an RV or a camper, you can do that in the parking lot. There are actually some other places fairly close by that we like within 1/10 of a mile, so not a bad walk, that we can point you to. None of it's official like camper hookups. In the campground, it's just like trees and grass and campy grounding. Like there's no specific spaces. So you just find your space, set yourself up. If you're more introverted and want to be far away and have a hammock, there's lots of opportunity for that. There's usually a campfire that people hang out around up near the entrance to the campsite. People do cook on their cook stoves. That is okay. We don't want you starting fires other than where the campfire is, just so that we don't have fire problems. And we have people making sure the fire goes out at night so that we don't have any fire problems. There are porta potties available for use in that area, and there is one working outdoor shower. I actually just ordered another one to ship to SOE because there are 2 shower stalls. So hopefully we'll have 2 outdoor showers. They're on-demand water heaters with propane tanks, so you have to kind of turn them on. Otherwise, you'll have a cold shower. Nobody likes a cold shower on a cold day, right? Except for you hardcore people. So that's that's what the camping's like. And you can get there 3 p.m. Friday if you're just coming the weekend. If you're coming for 0 to Hero, you can get there 3 p.m. Wednesday. So that's the whole overview of that. And I think that's everything. There will be food for purchase on site too, but the food doesn't start till Saturday, I think. I don't think there's anything Friday night. But they're at the entrance at Big Daddy's, which is a gas station that serves sushi, which sounds sketchy, but the sushi's actually really good there, which doesn't make any sense at all until you meet the owner. He used to run restaurants. So you can buy food at the gas station and it's reasonably priced and it's delicious. So there's also that. I mean, that's actually something that's kind of nice about the location is that whole Big Daddy's situation.
I've had 2 rules in life that have suited me really well. Don't eat gas station sushi and don't eat sushi from a buffet. I'm just saying.
You haven't had the gas station sushi yet?
I have not. And I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I can take risks once in a while. And I have had some food from there, just not the sushi from the gas station.
If you go to Hawaii, at every 7-Eleven, there's sushi. And I used to eat the hell out of that.
Yeah.
I don't mind sushi. I do. Charlotte, my daughter, absolutely loves it.
I'm with you on that. Okay, Andrew, some people on the live stream don't know who you are, even though we know who you are. So tell us who you are.
So my name is Andrew Smersek. I own Combat Art Training. We do tactical training and tactical nylon gear. We also have gear that you can use in kind of everyday situations, but that's what's geared toward more is tactical gear. Now our training classes are all gunfight oriented. You can come down to Florida to take them. Flights into Orlando are really cheap. We also have some skills-based classes that are more like 1 day, how to shoot your gun more accurately, faster, with greater precision type classes. But primarily it's all 2-day classes that we're running. And up at SOE, we're going to be doing one of our specialized classes that is patrolling the homestead. It'll be the Monday and Tuesday following Self-Reliance Festival. If you're taking that class, you can camp out for that class so you have a place to stay. Patrolling the homestead is about basically homestead security, right? So you make your perfect area that you're going to live and support your family with. Now we got to keep it secure because there's going to be other people who want your stuff. Also, at some point, you're going to have to leave that safe area and go somewhere else. So how do we get from point A to point B safely? So this was a class I was asked by a prepared patriot to put together. And at first it was funny because like I didn't appreciate it. I was an infantry Marine. I was like, what are you talking about? Patrolling's easy. And then as I was running the class, I was like, okay, there's a lot of stuff in this. And so I basically took the publication 3-TAC-11 Infantry Tactics that we use in the Marine Corps. And we put it in the context of, well, you're not in the Marine Corps. Like you have no one there to help you except for the people you got. and you don't want anyone to get hurt, and we're going to simplify it a lot. So there's things like the formations we use. Take out all the extra ones that we probably don't need. We simplify to just a few that are really easy to understand, and we use those. How do we?
Oh
no.
The internet gremlin got him. He'll be back in a second. I can't
He
remember if he's over satellite or not. But
if he's on Starlink, he'll whip back. There he is. You're good.
Okay, he's back.
So if we're crossing a danger area, there's a million ways we can do it. We keep it to the more simple ones. In addition to that, you have to work with other people, right? So imagine you've got your 10 people at your homestead that you're going to be working with. Well, we should probably establish a chain of command, a hierarchy, so that we're not just figuring it out on the fly when we actually need it. Also, how to deal with people, like leadership principles, stuff like that. And it's a non-shooting class. You don't need ammo, but you can definitely bring ammo. You don't need to wear all your gear for it. You're totally cool walking around with a rifle or shotgun in your normal clothes. In fact, pretty much all my classes, I tell people like, hey, wear your normal everyday carry, your pistol, your medical, and all that. And if it's a rifle class, throw a rifle on you and throw a magazine in your back pocket. But
in case you wonder where to get this class, combatarttraining.com has the tickets. If you need a link directly to it, go to selfreliancefestival.com, click on tickets, scroll down under workshops. That actually redirects to the product there. If you're at his website, what's the category again? I always forget the category.
Specialized training.
Specialized training. So you look for training, specialized training, and it's right there. That's how I found it to do the external link, even though he had sent it to me in email. Because when I do external links, I'm like, I have to see that it works.
Oh yeah.
Here's your link to nowhere. That's always fun. So guys, that's right after Self-Reliance Festival. I'm sure that you can buy them at the festival, but I'm sure you would like to know in advance who's taking your class too. So
yes.
Always helpful. Always helpful.
Now you might have mentioned it, or it might have cut out on my end. Did you say what the cost was for this?
$450 right now.
And did you say 2-day course or 1-day course?
2-day class.
Man, that is a steal of a deal.
I'm trying to keep class prices low because that's the thing that I wish I had available was classes like mine at a lower price point. I've done a lot of things that are probably stupid business wise, as far as rescheduling stuff and making it happen so that students can get training. Cause that's the most important thing. I work these sewing machines to make money and to give myself a creative outlet and stuff. But the classes, that's about saving lives and changing culture. There's Nicole, I'm sure you've been experiencing it. Great mindset shifts since you first started taking your classes. And that's something I want to be able to give to people as well.
Yeah, I find the mindset shift is not a one-time deal. It continues to shift every time I stretch myself. And that's what I think is the best part of any of the trainings that we're doing, whether it be Chuck's medical class, your patrolling class, the processing class we're doing on Monday for chickens, any of that. If it's a little outside your comfort zone, you'll find that your mindset changes. And every time that happens, you're more confident. And when you're more confident, you put that out to the world, and then it makes it easier to get things done, basically.
Yeah. And the thing I like about it too is every time I take a class, it's I think I know all this stuff. And I realize there's so much more to learn. Every class I take with with a solid instructor, and especially the students that are there, they'll be talking about other things they've done in other classes. And I'm like, wow, there's a whole world behind knife fighting, or just how to walk through a building wearing night vision, or just some interesting thing that it's just stuff you've never thought about. And it's very eye-opening and awakening.
Do you know that I'm Canadian, by the way?
Oh, that's too bad, man. You should Americanize yourself.
Yeah, you better bring bug spray, Toolman Tim, if you're going to take the class.
Yeah. I'm listening to this and I'm like, oh my God, I'd love to take this. I just can't pile on to my 36-day road trip anymore, but I will. next year. But that is just the whole night vision thing gets me. That's exciting.
We're looking at doing some classes more like, because we're in Florida, but we're looking at doing some more traveling classes. So just like keep your eyes out on the calendar and you can come to those. And if you're ever in America, you don't need to own the guns or whatever. Just buy your ammo. You can ship it to my place. Use all my guns and stuff. That's totally fine. And we'll find ways to sneak guns back into Canada for you. Okay.
I have taken other firearms courses down there and it works really well. I just always get jealous when you guys talk.
Canadians still have guns, Tim?
Yes, we do. But I could go into it, but you don't need me to. But yeah, for now, we do.
Yeah, I need to take a live tissue class, and I don't know when I'm going to get that one done, but it'll happen at some point.
That is 100% on my to-do list as well. And it's not going to happen this time, but And I appreciate it, Gunfighter. Gunfighter said to come to Florida. My a very, very good friend Joel Riles is down there as well, and I appreciate that Homestead Medical.
I'm pestering Chuck and Jerry to get their live tissue class over at Fortress K9.
Oh, interesting. Okay, this one does not have anything to do with SRF, but I'm letting it come through anyway. How do we feel about government shutdowns? Anybody? How does the Canadian feel about
US? Is this for or against? Because anytime government shuts down, I'm for it. Just saying.
Yeah. Like if they could just do nothing, that would be great.
Yeah.
I fail to understand the crisis of the government shutdown because every time it happens, how many of us have lived through a fairly long government shutdown here before in the US?
Pretty sure.
I mean, I've witnessed it from afar. So yes, many a time.
So, if you are dependent on government checks coming on a regular basis that are impacted by that, hopefully you've done something to help yourself weather that situation. I think they cut those things off to ratchet up the pain. I don't think that has to be done.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like shutting the national parks.
You can't tell me that they can... Oh, sorry.
It's okay. But the thing is, what always happens is eventually something passes and then they back pay everybody who was sent on their sequestration, basically sequestration or whatever that is. So it's like a paid vacation for the workers, and IRS won't shut down. Exactly the things that. So I guess all the talk of shutdown it's part of that political narrative that I realize I have no influence over. And instead, this is why I focus my time on doing things like the Self-Reliance Festival.
Exactly.
Because hopefully we're helping more people be ready to not have checks come if they are, on that, whatever. I got distracted by that comment. I was like, what?
It's just the next thing. Speaking of distracted, it's just the next thing that they want to distract you from. So look at your life, build the life you want to live. I mean, Self-Reliance Festival is always obviously a great place, but if you're not going to be there, just keep building self-reliance, because the rest of that stuff, you can just let it do its thing. It ain't going to affect anything to do with you per se. Just let the government people do what they want to do, and you keep building your life.
Yep. I've watched a lot of people get really stressed over things they have no control over.
It's easy to do. I had to go on a news diet.
Mm-hmm.
Originally. So I worked in public policy, and if you want to talk about being married to the news cycle, that job. But when I went on a month of no news, and during that time some major things happened in the world, and I always knew about it anyway. So that's when I realized I don't need to spend my time invested in watching the missiles fly towards the US. I'm actually totally okay with being surprised by that. So, and once I came to terms with that, then I was like, then there's no reason to pay attention. So, and that sounds very like macabre or whatever, but like literally even that I can't control. So,
right.
And hopefully I've told everybody I love them that I love them already. Okay. Is SRF looking for volunteers? Yes, we're still looking for volunteers. just go to selfreliancefestival.com, click on contact. Those emails come to me. I forward them to Dawn, who is assigning things like mad. I think she told me how many volunteers we need. We need more for the coffee booth, set up and tear down, which usually happens. So probably 8 or more people would be helpful.
Oh, so
usually what happens is there's a bunch of people not on the volunteer list who are around, who help, and I really appreciate them a lot. You know, I was actually thinking about Chuck Peoples from Homestead Medical today and how he has been a big time, like, volunteer supporter, moral supporter, and people have occasionally given him critical feedback about the festival. And he, without saying who it is, has said, you might want to look at this area and improve that area. So he's been a super helpful, just supporter of the festival since the very first one. So thanks, Chuck. It's now called Pravda. What is? I said something funny that elicited that, of course. What was the campground that's suggested for October Self-Reliance Festival? I would go to Birdsong, personally, if you're not going to stay at the festival.
That's not very far at all, is it? That's just up kind of out toward the...
It's not walking distance, but it's just like around the corner, basically. It's a 10 or 15 minute drive max. It's pretty good. So, news is Pravda. I guess that's where I'm supposed to get my news. Welcome. SRF have given me... Oh, yeah. He's saying you're welcome. Cool.
I gotta say,
welcome to the live stream.
Somebody like Chuck, the fact that he's willing to pass on information, but to not turn it into some sort of drama thing is incredible. I appreciate fellers like him because it's like, hey, here's some... it doesn't matter where it came from. It's just legitimate criticism. He's willing to take it, filter it through what he knows about the person giving it to him and the person he's giving it to. And then he's willing to just pass the pertinent stuff along. That's a real friend.
So if you're going to do rooftop tent camping mounted on your truck and you want to be walking distance to the festival, I would park at Big Daddy's and do it there, or go to one of the places nearby. It's easier for me to explain where nearby is to you when you get there. Also, Special Operations Equipment's original location is walking distance if you're willing to walk about 1/10 of a mile, and they have a flat parking lot where you can put things like trucks and campers and that sort of thing. And we offer that every time, and nobody parks there. So, I don't know. Where are you staying, Andrew?
We got Airbnb with Evan and his family. So,
an Airbnb.
Yeah, Evan's family and mine drive together. His wife is awesome, and his wife and my wife hang out, and our babies, like, cutest thing ever when they're at our place last time, our babies were hugging each other constantly. I was like, that's awesome. So, and with Ashley running a business and being a stay-at-home mom, gives her a chance to have a friend, which is super helpful.
Yep. Cool. Tim, where are you staying? You staying at your place?
No, we use back. Well, I may. Sorry, guys. It's the Best Western either way. I was able to book that.
Hey, Best Western is probably gonna be a party. That'll be a good time.
Oh yeah, it'll be good. I will probably have some sort of designated driver this time, which is a huge help because I had to leave early last time. Otherwise, I would have imbibed too much, and then I wouldn't have been able to drive. And so this time I'll be able to stay later and partake a bit.
Yeah,
more than usual.
That's going to be fun, and we got good music. Actually, somebody just reached out to me today and asked if they could play, and I was like, well, it's funny because the opening act I had booked disappeared, and now I'm getting ready to sing instead, and I wouldn't mind if somebody else sang instead of me. That would be fine, or I can just do a couple songs or whatever.
Are we still having the new album debut there? I checked.
Yeah, I just wanted somebody to open for them or to be in front of them. So Slave to Servant is still coming. That's a done deal. So I have talked to Sam on and off the whole time. So intending to camp at the range with a few other guys in town for other things.
Oh, there you go.
Brave. I'm guessing he doesn't mean on the range.
Probably around the range.
Around, nearby the range.
Within range of
where the range is.
Sam is SAC Response alumni, so he probably actually means it on the range.
Yeah, just right there on all the brass.
Yeah, but he's a Marine Corps machine gunner. That probably helps him sleep at night.
That could.
The shotgun range would be a little more comfortable. And
I mean, that range is close enough that it would work just fine.
Tim Morris got mad when I did fighting shotgun because the guy was looking for a part that broke off his gun, and he cleared a space of the shotgun shells trying to find it. And he got mad that there was a part of the shotgun range that was clean.
It's pretty impressive, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tim,
so, guys, what are you looking forward to most about SRF?
Oh boy. I was going to say sleep after the event, but that's not the right answer. No, I'm just kidding. I go to these events. I mean, I just went to one, and I've been to a couple recently. Honestly, it is the interaction. I love hearing everybody's stories. There's something about that charging up my batteries. I will make time for anybody who wants to tell me their story. I will listen for as long as I possibly can. And to me, there is nothing better to excite me and get me jazzed up to do great things than by hearing all the incredible things everybody's done in the last 12 months. That's me in a nutshell. That's what I want to hear from people.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited to meet the people. Like Chuck, I talk to like probably once a week on the phone. Haven't actually interacted with him in person. I know several of my friends are going to be there that I only get to see like certain times of the year where we're all at one spot. Meeting the new people that I haven't heard of or met yet. That's going to be super cool because it's like, if I go talk to everyone in my neighborhood, none of them are going to be like us. But if I go there, there's going to be people like me there. So,
yep. There's always the banter in the comments. It's sort of fun. I have spent the last 2 weeks in a lot of details related to the event, which is not my sweet spot in life, but it's worth every minute of it. And almost everything's lined out now. So just as I'm getting towards the end of that, I'm like, now I get to do the best part, which is the cruising through the event part and seeing all the people and watching it come together. And every time there's more going on. I did a live stream with Louise. She had me on her channel today. And she's like, it's better than it's ever been. I'm like, yeah. She's like, the pressure's on, Nicole, because the first thing they're going to ask you is for the next one, what's going to be better? What's going to be bigger? So, yep. You always got to figure out how to innovate. But this one has really come together well.
Does like the time between events go by really fast for you?
So at the end of this SRF, it will seem like there's a very long time until the next one.
Okay.
For the next 2 months. And what I should be doing in that time is not feeling like that. And then because I'm actually kind of debating with myself, like we have in the past pre-sold tickets at the current event for the next event. But if I do that, then I have revenue in and expenses next year.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So last year I waited till January 1 to drop tickets on purpose. And I'm not sure it matters. I mean, there are a set of people who love Self-Reliance Festival who every time I drop tickets, they just buy their tickets because they know they're going. And that helps the festival do things in advance when they do that, right? So I don't know if that's happening yet, but if that happens, then I need to make sure that we have some target dates for next year that I'm pretty sure are good. I need to make sure with John and Amanda that those dates work, that everything, is how they want it to be. So yeah, it's like we start over every time right after the event. It's like, okay, start over. But there have been people, I've already got people queued up interested to speak in March who are some very recognizable names who could not speak at this one because of our conflict with Homesteaders of America.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes. It is kind of funny though how it's like there's a long road between now. Oh my goodness, it's right here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for March. I haven't been to a March one yet. I can't say for sure that I'm going to make it there yet, but since I sold my snow removal business, I have the freedom to come down in March if I so choose. And I'm always looking for an excuse to come down and work on Delinquents Gully. So I'm sure it would sure be nice to be down there. It would also shorten the Canadian winter a ton. So
yeah. Backwoods, what's up?
Big bad backwoods.
I just had a big old meeting about him behind his back. He has no idea. So what's happened with the butcher off is it's now a butcher demo because Renegade can't come at the last minute unless at the last minute he shows up. So I was just like, let's just plan that he's not going to be there. Hey, Amy, good to see you. I haven't seen Amy much lately. She's been out gallivanting, hunting in the woods and stuff and doing good stuff. So we have a pig that's going to get butchered up and we have a smoker. And so we can smoke the pig. And it turned out that Micah was making all these arrangements for things in the background that I wasn't really aware of. So I had a big meeting with him and I'm like, wow, that just made my whole world easier. So all I got to do is deliver a smoker to SOE to smoke the pig on. So this I can do.
Sounds like things have smoothed out a little bit for you since Monday, Nicole.
Yeah, Monday was like everything came to a head day. And then you stopped by and I was like, good, I need a friend. Let's have some coffee.
It was very good coffee too.
Backwoods says, I know everything. Andrew's wife makes really good soap. True.
Have you guys
She also makes really good videos about her soap.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
I would have her on, but she's taking care of the baby, and the baby doesn't sound happy back there.
Yeah. Cool. Well, any other questions or anything you guys want to talk about before we wrap for the night?
Has anybody looked at the long range forecast yet? Even though I'm sure it's going to change. Are we within 2 weeks? We are, aren't we? No, not yet. Okay. Oh no, I have another event to go to yet before that, but that's right. So
I'll see you in Kansas before I see you in Camden.
That's right. And I have your gas in the back of my vehicle. So, which is the greatest thing ever.
Cool man Tim has my gas.
Yes. You give me gas, Nicole.
I gave him gas. Yeah. Yep,
hey,
I'm still 12. Hey, baby. Want to take my gas?
Oh, dear. Sure. Bottle it up. Maybe I can sell it. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, dear.
No, the foundation for this discussion is that I like coffee, and I know that's shocking for everybody to hear. And so when I travel, I bring a pour over cone, I bring my coffee. And when I'm somewhere like the Midwest Preparedness Project, which is happening, like if you're going to go to that, make sure you remember it's next week, like go. I bring a camp stove and I heat water and I do a pour over, right? So can you take gas on an airplane? I'm flying.
I don't know.
No, you can't. You can't. You're not.
You
don't even want it. They don't even want it in the luggage compartment. So I had told the person picking me up, like, hey, can we stop at Walmart? I'll give you my gas. And then Tim was here. I was like, oh, you can take my gas. And then everything's solved. I have dehydrated meals. All I have to do is boil water. Like, I'm good to go.
I just wanted to shout out to Trent, just up a couple of spots there. He said, that's the truth. Tim listened to me babble at Prepper Camp. And you didn't babble. I appreciate every story that I get to hear. And that's awesome. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me. And if you're going to be at SRF, we'll do it again, 100%.
Yeah. I was planning out my coffee production for SRF today. There will be plenty of hollow roast at SRF, guys. That's never a problem.
Are you selling it by the cup? Like, are you making coffee for people there?
No, we make coffee for donations, and then we sell coffee beans. But yeah, I think we go through every one of my urns is 110 cups. I think we go through 4 or 5 of those a day.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Nice.
geez.
And sometimes 6. It depends on how, if it's cold, so here's what the weather's looking like, Tim. I'm assuming it's not going to rain, but you never know. And we're preppers, so we can handle this if it rains. Today was lovely with the rain. It looks like mid 70s to mid 80s during the day and cooling off at night. And I don't see any signs that we're about to have one of those early October freezes, which sometimes happens. So, yeah, one of my favorite parts, the coffee. Thank you, Chuck. And so I think the weather's going to be good. I haven't looked at the 10-day, so now I'm pulling it up to see what the 10-day, because I only get 10 days right now on my thing, and so it's not quite 2 weeks. Yeah. Highs in the 70s, mid 70s.
Ooh, that's perfect for this thick-skinned Canadian.
And I already have it set to Camden because I've been obsessively looking.
I've got it built into my phone too. So Perry, Kansas. Yeah, it's fine. It works.
So lows in, low 50s.
Ooh.
And there's not a lot of precipitation anticipated yet, but who knows? I mean, it wasn't really, it was supposed to be scattered thunderstorms today, and we got rain all day here today. So it's Tennessee. The weather changes.
And we got 0 right here. And I'm south of Camden. I don't know, about 40 minutes roughly.
Yeah. Backwoods Butcher. Yeah, you're going to fry.
I don't know what I'm going to do, because by the time I get back, there could be snow on the ground. That's all I can say about that.
You're going to send me a pouty picture, probably.
I'm going to be a sad boy.
Do you secretly like snow?
I love snow in some instances. I mean, I called it white gold for the last 7 years because it built our empire, but I don't love it. If you know what I mean? Like I learned to handle it. That's for sure.
Yeah. And I'm not even going to ask a guy from Florida what he thinks of snow.
I grew up in Minnesota. I don't mind the snow. It's like, I know everyone's like, but it snows up there. I'm like, if you have a truck that can handle it, it's not that big of a deal. I used to go driving when a blizzard would happen because it was like I had absolute freedom and no one else was on the road. And, you could just do fun stuff. Now, that the people who are on the side of the road, it's a problem for them. Shoveling snow sucks, but like having snow was not a big issue for me.
We call it white devil dust at my house. And I actually got banned I got a strike on Facebook for calling it that.
Oh, thank goodness they look out for us.
I get censored for the weirdest things.
I don't know how I've done it. I'm not even going to say. Anyway, never had an issue yet. Let's see.
But I actually really like snow when there are skis on my feet and a mountain. But there's not a lot of that here.
It's funny. That's when I least like snow.
You ever done cross country skiing? That's a lot of fun.
Yep. I've done snowshoeing too.
Yeah. Last time I did that was actually in Japan. The Japanese ground self-defense force, they were really big into that. I was actually in Apple Valley, Minnesota, primarily.
Apple Valley. Fun. I think I was in Minnesota one time and it was negative mid to late 20s, negative 20 something, and my face hurt when I went outside.
Most of my experience,
and I just didn't go outside.
Yeah.
But I got to see a frozen lake that people could drive on. That was interesting.
Yeah.
They do things up there.
We don't get that here.
What's that?
Oh, what?
Oh, no, it's okay.
After 5 hours on the tractor moving snow, you get sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Trent, you going to Midwest Preparedness Project?
I didn't know that Chuck was going to be there as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, Chuck's getting the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to all 3.
Yeah, I won't be to Kentucky, and Jason will shoot me for it, but at least I could sponsor it, so that made me happy.
Same. I'm already at Spearco's by then, so that's how that goes. But yeah, guys, so Midwest Preparedness Project, it starts Tuesday, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a whole week. I don't know.
Because they
Something like
do a couple
yeah.
days of camping, and then they have some sessions near the weekend. So there's a whole week there. So those guys were already like, see you later, Nicole, earlier this week as they got their last details done. So guys, MidwestPreparednessProject.com. That's the next event. And then, of course, I will not be live for SRF next Thursday night because I'm going to be in Kansas at the Midwest Preparedness Project. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, if I can stream from there, I will, but I'm not counting on being able to stream from a campground.
I bet we'll record something though. That'll be my plan. I got a decent mobile recording setup now, so we can do something like that too.
Yeah, and I know Spags told me something about going live from there, so maybe he has a trick up his sleeves. I don't know, but you know, if not, we'll definitely get some interviews and shoot some video there. Don't forget that Andrew has a class after Self-Reliance Festival all about patrolling the homestead. That's at combatarttraining.com. Get signed up while you can. It'll help him prepare, and you'll be ready for it. It sounds like a really fun class. So I don't see any other questions in the comments, guys. So I'm going to wrap up. Anything you two want to say before we say goodnight?
Hey, thanks for having me on short notice. I cannot wait for Self-Reliance Festival. That's the highlight of this entire trip. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, thank you for having me on. Thank you for giving me all these shout outs. I really appreciate it. And Tim, it was good to meet you.
Yes, we'll shake hands in real life, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right.